I can relate to it as a person, of course. Trust that everything will be okay, even though things don't end up okay. Hi, I'm Daryl McCormack, and this is Heathcliff Laid Bare. That is a good question. I think I touch on both of those aspects of Heathcliff. This story does such a great job of showing where his hurt has come from, and to somehow it actually makes you have compassion for him, but yet it's very hard to excuse his violence, but at the same time it's all he knows. So for me, Heathcliff is one of the most complex and interesting individuals. I love an anti-hero. I love someone who you can't necessarily pin down from moment to moment. And at times we can be terrified of Heathcliff and his actions and his words, and yet at times our heart can break for him. I think that's what makes him who he is. I think Heathcliff has a distorted understanding of love. His first introduction to love was in a slightly broken environment. He grapples with both possession and obsession and genuine love. That is like a very real thing. If you do come from a place that you haven't had a perfect example of it, then you will struggle to even accept it when it's on offer. For that reason, Heathcliff is on his way to understanding what true love means. I think Rhoda is such a pivotal aspect of Heathcliff's growth. I think she's such an honest and formidable force that she gives him no option but to look at his demons and to look at the areas where he is almost suppressing himself. It feels as though a lesser or more stifled version of Heathcliff remains, like a childlike version of Heathcliff, but Heathcliff has to become a man, so to speak, and in doing so he has to face himself. So Rhoda becomes like pivotal in that journey for him. It really sang to me, this script. I felt as though, again, Gracie just captured an element of alienation that can come when you're not fully comfortable with your identity. And I think for Heathcliff, it's amazing that he is one of the very few people of colour in the canon of this literature. I think it's amazing that his story is wrapped around his identity. He is running from himself, and yeah, I can relate to it. I mean, I grew up primarily in a white home. A lot of my Irish family are white, and my American family, who I would visit every few years, lived in America, and they are my black side of my family. And for particularly biracial people, if they haven't had access to another aspect of their culture, there can be this broken identity or broken perception of their identity. In this script, I thought Gracie did an incredible job of Heathcliff coming into his own and coming into more of his identity as he meets more people like Frances, who is this incredible Jamaican who lives in London and teaches him the ropes. You can see that these walls start to fall down, and Heathcliff almost has more access to himself. I can relate to it as a person, of course. I just thought it was beautifully depicted by Gracie. The distance that happens from the moors to London gives Heathcliff an opportunity to look at everything that's happened to him. And so it gives him a platform, a time, a period in his life where he can really explore all of his history, all of his life experience, and as a result he's able to somewhat heal and transform. But we're left with Heathcliff returning to the moors with anger that's still in his heart that seems to not have been dealt with. I think the distance helps him, but at the same time it's like the story's not gone down the avenue that you'd hope. He would say that it's okay to kind of look down into the abyss, in the sense that he doesn't know where he's going, but he has every day to kind of put a foot in front of the other. And in that aspect, I think he would tell people to just have courage and to trust in your future. Trust that everything will be okay, even though things don't end up okay. But in the journaling aspect, I feel like there's something very beautiful about him exploring these experiences, not being afraid of change, I think is maybe what he would say. Listen to the new Audible Original Heathcliff now. Available only on Audible.